Welcome to Sipping with Maria and Tika G. We got to pay these bills, so let go. Here's a word from our sponsors. Anchor has tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. When hosted on Anchor, you can distribute your podcast on listening platforms like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and more.
It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. And best of all, Anchor is totally free.
Whoop whoop!
Boop! Download the Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started
Today. Welcome to Sippeth with Maria and Tika G, where we are looking for guests to be on the show. If you're interested, you may leave us a voicemail or fill out a guest request on our website at www.sippingwithmaria3 Tikagee.com. To leave a voicemail, click on the microphone that's in the lower right-hand corner. Please note that on Sipping with Maria and Tika G, we do not talk about religion, politics, or celebrities. We feel like there's enough blogs, and other podcasts that talk about that stuff. Welcome to Season 2. Season 2 is Let's Talk About It. We picked this topic so listeners can feel comfortable with coming on our platform to express themselves without feeling like they're being judged. Now, backed by popular demand, we have a very special guest on the show today. Tika, would you like to introduce our guest, please?
Yes, backed by popular demand and extremely popular on Season 1 is Corey.
Hello.
Let's just put you out there. Corey.
Hey.
Yeah.
So our topic for today for Corey is knowing when to walk away. The floor is yours, Corey.
Okay. Knowing when to walk away. That's a good topic. I would say you have to know when to walk away from any type of relationship. Let me see.
Let's talk about your experiences that you had with that, where you had to be in a situation where you just had to walk away from it. You didn't want to, but you had to. This is my breaking point. I need to walk away from this situation. So let's talk about a situation where you had to walk away, when you got it in your head like, hey, I need to walk away from this situation. I need to go.
Okay. The situation where I had to walk away from was me and my ex at the time. We knew some people, and we moved in this neighborhood, and we got close with them. Well, my ex was the one that got close to them first, because I'm the type of person I do not get close with neighbors. It's a hey, hello, how you doing, and I keep it moving. But as time went down the line, we ended up getting close to these certain group of people. They started calling us their sons and brother, sister, whatever. Okay, fine and dandy. As me and my ex, as our marriage went on and was progressing, there were things that were said. There were things that were said about me behind my back, and more or less they were talking about me behind my back and smiling in my face. When me and my ex, separated, split up, whatever you want to call it, this group of people, they came to me and they were telling me things that my ex was saying about me. They thrived, even though they were lies, they thrived off the drama of it, because I'm the type of person where you don't talk about your other half to other people, to outsiders. Family, friends, nobody. That's just my mentality of thinking. I understand sometimes people have to vent, but there's a difference in venting and telling your business.
Right.
So he was telling them, and he was telling them lies about me. And my thing is, with them thriving off the drama, they should have stopped it right in its tracks and say, hey, you know, don't talk to us about what's going on in your household. You talk to your other half, you know. So when we did split up, they came to me and they started telling me all the things that he was doing, all the things that he was saying, only because he ended up disrespecting them. He ended up disrespecting them, and I forget what happened verbatim or whatever. I forget, but he ended up disrespecting them, and that's what made them come to me. And you know, I was like, I didn't want to hear it. It was like I wanted to hear it, and then I didn't want to hear it. But as they were telling me everything, I say, okay, I'm gonna let you have the floor. I'm gonna let you talk. I'll let anybody talk, express their feelings and do whatever they got to do. But when it's my turn, it's my turn. So when they told me everything, ABC, whatever he was doing, and the things that he was saying, I said, okay. You guys knew he was saying these things behind my back. You knew what he was doing behind my back. Nobody said nothing to me. Since I'm supposed to be your quote unquote son or your quote unquote brother, you know, we supposed to be this close family as y'all speak of, but nobody said anything to me.
May I ask you a question?
Yes.
Do you feel like after the relationship was over, after you broke up, or after he disrespected them, then they decided to tell you everything he was saying about you? Now, I have a problem with that because that was your husband at the time, and I can imagine, because I've been there, on what was said behind your back from your husband, somebody that you sleep with every night, someone that can talk to you about whatever's going on. And I really think it's effed up, because anybody that knows me, I'm real as it get. I have had people tell me they couldn't be my friend no more because I was too real, you know. In that situation, they, like you said, they shouldn't have allowed him to disrespect you like that. And I agree with that, and I'm sorry that you went through that. My question again is, do you feel like after he disrespected them, that's when they wanted to tell you everything?
Yes, that's when they wanted to tell me everything, and it got to the point. But I let them say what they had to say, and I told them exactly how I felt, and I told them, I said, you know, you guys, like I said, you thrived off the drama, you listened to his lies, you guys, and the thing about it, they were more close to him because they already knew me and my personality, that I was a no-nonsense person. I'm a no-nonsense person. I don't have time for the drama. I don't want to hear it. I don't care. But with him, they would be like, you know, they was just more they were more clingy to him than they were to me, because they knew, oh, he'll tell the business. Corey ain't gonna say nothing, if I'm making sense.
Right, because that's how I am. What stays in my house happens in my house, stays in my house. It leaves my house, you leave too. Right.
So I told him how I felt, and you know, and I want to say, it probably doesn't make sense, but I would say I kind of sort of forgave them. I say, okay, apology accepted. Okay. So as time went on, you know, I was back, you know, hanging around them, going to whatever events they would invite me to. Months went down the line, and you know, something just, the man upstairs just started talking to me. And you know, and as far as me, things still just didn't feel right. So my action that I took, I deleted the numbers out of my phone, blocked whomever, and I haven't talked to them in, I'm gonna say two years. Yeah, about two and a half years. And you know, me and my ex, we still talk or whatever. And a while back he asked me, "Hey, have you heard from such and such, such and such?" And I was like, "No, I don't talk to them anymore." And he was like, "Well, can I ask you why?" I said, "Sure." I said, "Because they were a part of the problem." And it was like complete silence right there. So,
because he knew what he told them.
Yeah, but do you feel like they were adding on things to what they were telling you?
Yes,
like,
I do.
Because you said that they love to thrive off of drama.
Mm-hmm.
And do you feel that they were just saying things just to be saying them, and you?
Yeah,
because they wanted you to believe everything that they were saying, and then and so you could run back and then talk to your husband about it, and all that going back and forth and things like that.
I wouldn't. No, because I just honestly think the only reason they told me everything is because he disrespected them. Had that not been the situation, I wouldn't have known anything. And it just got to the point like I don't even want to hear it, because you guys should have been telling me this from jump.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want to hear it. Oh, now because he showed his other side to you guys. Oh, now you want to come to me or whatever. And my thing is, I never went to anybody outside, none of my friends, my family, or anybody, and talked about what went on in my household. I try to handle my own issues in my household myself.
Mm-hmm.
He was out here telling people I was lazy. I was putting hands on him. I didn't want to work or whatever like that. It was just so much. And me, I'm the type of person, I could care less what anybody has to say about me, because I don't have to go home to you. You don't pay my bills. But this was my spouse. This was somebody close to me, my best friend. And it had hurt me. It hurt me to my heart. It hurt me to my heart.
I know it did.
And you found out that there was some truth to what they were saying.
Yes, I mean, because like I tell people, if a man is doing something he has no business doing and he's in a relationship, a man is going to tell on himself.
Mm-hmm.
A man is going to tell on himself. Certain things started to happen. It was like towards the end of it, things just started getting disrespectful. Like, it was the disrespect part, like the verbal abuse, going out and coming home in the morning, letting the sun beating you home. Every time the friends would call, you would get up and jump up and go out with them. Spending money on your friends, knowing that you don't have these type of funds or whatever, and then you come home and be like, I don't have enough to pay this bill. Can you pay it? Like, where's the fairness in that? But if I was to do it, be ready to chop my neck off.
Right.
It was so much, and it got to the point I just couldn't take it anymore. And like I said, to piggyback what I said, I don't tell my business, but it got to the point where I needed help. I needed help with him, because I wanted to save I tried to save my marriage. I really did. But like people say, you can't do it by yourself. Or whatever.
Yes, because that's what a marriage is, relationship. And it takes both people to put in the work.
Right. And
so if you were putting in all the work and he was still taking a step back, then it just felt like you were carrying all the load.
Yeah. And it got to the point where I went and talked to my sister-in-law, and I was like, hey, I'm having some deep issues going on in my household with your brother, and I need you to talk to him. You think any of that happened? No. So I was just all by myself. She started getting stressed out. Stress, if anybody, people would say stress would kill you, I would have not believed them until I actually went through that situation. I was stressed out. I started losing weight. My mood swing started changing. I didn't want to go. It got to the point where I didn't want to go to work. Depression had started setting in, and it was like he didn't care. He wasn't man enough to sit there and be like, hey, let's talk. And he's the type of person where he could tell you about yourself. And like I said, I let people have the floor. But when it's my turn, let me talk. He can tell you about yourself, but when it's your turn to tell him what you don't like or what's going on, or you doing this and it's unacceptable, he doesn't want to hear it. He gets he would get irate, and it was like he would do an entire 360 on me, and then I sit back and be like, damn, what the hell just happened? He just tried to make it seem like it was my fault all over, and I'm like, what the hell just happened? And and when you talking to me, please I don't need you raising your voice, because there's no need for it. And when I was shut down to a certain point, I'm not talking to you in a nasty way or whatever. I would like the same mutual respect.
Right.
So yeah. So, but like I said, and I know some people may not understand, but yes, me and my ex, we still talk. I see him from time to time, and it was, times where he needed me. When we broke up, he needed me for certain things, and I would help because I felt sorry for him. He had never been on his own alone. It was always with family members, and then it was with me or whatever. So with him being on his own, really like that, it was it was fresh for him, And I admit I would help him because I just felt sorry for him. And it's still to this day. It was times where I just needed to. I would tell him just not to call me don't call me or text me anymore. I don't need to hear from you for a few weeks. If it's a month or two, I just don't need to hear from you.
But how did you feel about setting those boundaries for yourself? Doing something for yourself, setting those important boundaries.
It felt like I call them, like my friend called them, she called them healthy, you gotta set some healthy boundaries. I had mixed feelings, because I would be lying to myself if I say I felt good about it. I had mixed feelings about it. It took me a long time. I honestly think I progressed a lot from the situation that I was in with him in the past. I think I progressed a lot. because it got to a point where I wouldn't go out, I wouldn't do anything. People would call me like, hey, let's do this. And all I wanted to do was just stay in my room and watch TV and sleep all day. You know, they say you don't know what you got until it's gone. And I would have to say it was probably like a few weeks ago that, and he's asked me this twice as far as us getting back together. And at the time I still had so much anger in me. And I'm like, get the hell out my face. Excuse my language, but I'm like, get the hell out my face or whatever, because I still had that high level of anger in me. Whatever. And he recently asked me like a few weeks ago, probably like 2 months ago or whatever like that, would I like to talk? Can we talk to get back together? And I told him, I said, well, if you're serious, we're gonna have a face-to-face talk. And just know that there will be no moving in together. I'm to the point where I'm comfortable and I'm good with living in separate households. I would not be helping you. I would not be helping you pay any of your bills. Any of your bills that you accumulated from while we were separated, that is your responsibility. As my bills are my responsibility as well.
Corey, do you see you and your ex-husband getting back together in the future, where eventually you will be living together again?
He has to want it. I think I've extended. I can only extend my arms out for so long or whatever, but they say when you want something, what's the saying? What is the saying? Like when somebody's interested in you, they will show you. Or when they want it, if they want something, they will show it. Or whatever.
Do you think that he's afraid now, knowing what you know, that he said behind your back? Do you feel like deep down inside, yes, this is what he wants, but he also know that you ain't playing no more?
Right.
He knows that it's just real and that you know what's going on. You know what happened. So do you think, yes, he really wanted, but he's scared because he know you with the no nonsense, the no bullshit period type thing, that it is what it is, it's gonna be what it's gonna be. And if this is what you want, you need to step up. But maybe he's scared to step up because he know he effed up. You understand what I'm saying? He know he fucked up, so he's scared to step up. I'm gonna put that on the shirt. So I'm gonna put it on the shirt. So that's the vibe that I'm getting. I feel like he knows he fucked up, so he's scared to step up. So maybe he needs some more encouraging, or because I know how I am, I can be very blunt, or I can show you better than I can tell you. I can either tell you what I want, or I can show you what I want. Now, sometimes when you tell people what you want, you sound like the Charlie Brown teacher. Wah, 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 wah. But when you show them this is what I want, I guess it's more visual. So they know, oh, this was just, oh, that's okay, I got you. Oh, you want to do that? Okay, we can do, because people have to understand, men, women, whatever you ain't doing, whatever you won't do, the next one will. And the person that you're in a relationship with will only take so much, will only deal with so much. Right. If you don't show them no affection, guess what? They're gonna get the affection from somewhere else. So maybe you need to have a conversation with him, because sometimes we as humans have a habit of playing dumb when we when we know we're very intelligent people. Maybe he wants you to come out and straight and say it like, yes, we can be together, but this how it's going down, A, B, C, D. After X amount of time, then we can try this again and move in together and work it out. I say that because it's possible. The relationship that I'm in, him and I dated 14 years ago. And I was single for 14 years. And he's the only person that I have been in a relationship with in 14 years. No, I did not wait for him. That's not what happened. I didn't wait. It just happened that way. And at the end of the day, I realized that's who I really wanted to be with anyway. Even though we had that 14-year gap, you wouldn't know it. It's like we picked up right where we left off. And I feel like it was meant to be. What I'm trying to say, if you love something, let it go. If they come back, that's how you know.
Yeah, and you know, when I got that text, my mouth just dropped, because in my heart, I knew it was going to come. I knew it was going to come sooner than later. I knew it was going to come. I always used his age. I always used his age as a crutch for the way he act, because I am 8 years older than him.
And see, I'm 6 years older than he is.
Yeah, and you know, when we first met each other, our relationship moved kind of very swift. I don't think but we didn't get the time, a chance to get to really know each other.
Before you finish that sentence,
I
don't think nobody's was quicker to find, because it was like we met on Monday. I'm using Monday as an example. It was probably on the weekend. Monday night we was in a relationship. It just happened that way. Shit happens. It just we met each other. His sister introduced us, and like I told him, I try to remember, but all I remember, his sister introduced us, and the next thing I know, we was living together. That's all I remember. I don't know what happened in between. I don't know what conversations was had. I don't know but it happens. If it was meant, it was meant. It happens like that. I think we had that in season 1, where Tika was telling us about a young lady who met a guy basically on Monday, and the dude moved in by Friday.
Oh yeah.
So it happens. So
yeah,
people can meet on Monday and Monday night, be in a whole relationship and still be together 14 years later, 20 years later, you know, so it happens. So I don't think there's a such thing as rushing into a relationship. Not anymore. If you feel it, go for it. You know, love is love.
And anybody that knows me, they know that I love him dearly. And like I said, I have never loved anybody as hard like that in my life. And I never knew I could be loved that hard. And you know, like I said, when we broke up, it's like I had lost my best friend or whatever, because that was the person I was so used to, you know, I was used to going home to or whatever. I feel that I know that I had his back. I had his back by any means necessary. I didn't let anybody talk sideways to him in my presence. Nobody mistreat him or any type of way. If I had it, he had it. That's how I carried it. So, but you know, some people don't know how to accept love and don't know how to give it back. They're so used to people screwing them over in life. And I think that was one of the issues, amongst other issues that were going on. So, you know, yeah. So far as my future, you know, it has been times where I've like, you know, question myself, like, should I go and, you know, should I approach this myself and see how it goes, and like, hey, let's have a talk. But at the same time, I don't want to seem like I'm begging. If I'm making sense, I don't want to seem like I'm begging.
You're making sense, and I'm gonna tell you why you feel the way you do, because this is how I felt. I did a little survey for myself, and it was like, do I really want to take the time to get to know somebody else? Yes,
Right.
because I know this person. I know what to expect from this. Do I really? Now, don't get me wrong. Yes, the 14-year gap, we did have to get to re-know each other. When we got back together, yes, it was rocky, but we good now because we haven't seen each other in 14 years and we don't know each other. We're not the same people that we used to be. It's just, I can't get it out. Sugarfoot. I don't got time. I don't want to get to get to know someone else. So, like I told him, if this relationship don't work, I'm gonna be single for the rest of my life. Because I invested too much time to get to know this person ins and outs. I don't have another 14 years. I don't have another 4 years. I don't have another 2. I don't have the patience.
Right.
I don't want to. I don't know you. I don't want to get to know you. I'm good.
Like, I don't want to get to know you. And it's like this person, I've been with this person for 10, 11 years. And you mean to tell me I got to start over and get to know somebody else in their ways? I'm good. I don't want to invest any more time like that in nobody no more. I don't want to.
Right. It's to the point where I'm like, if this don't work out, guess what? I guess if I can't have you, I'll be single for the rest of my life. And
it's like, I've had many approach me and be like, hey, can we be friends and blah blah blah. But it's like, I know what to look for now, and I'm not blind to the red flags. And sometimes it's even, I already don't trust too many people, but now my trust issues are way more than effed up now. Mm-hmm. So, it's like, no, I can't trust you. And if people have told me, you can't, don't penalize me. Don't penalize me. The other person be talking to me like, don't penalize me for what happened to you in your past.
That is true. I am guilty for that. It's just like the relationship be going good and it's be too good to be true. And then that person does something from your previous relationship. You be like, I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm not about to deal with that because you're doing the same thing. And most of the time you're right. So you have to go with your feelings and your intuition and listen to the person they were in a relationship with before. I didn't do that with my relationship before this guy that I'm with now. I was in an abusive relationship, and the girlfriend had told the cousin that the boyfriend was beating on her, that he was beating on her, and I didn't want to believe it because when the girl said it, me and him already had been together a year, and the cousin had came and told me, be careful. The cousin, which was the boy's cousin, told me my cousin put his hands on that girl. That's why that girl left him. Oh, he ain't gonna do that shit to me. He know what it is. Shit. 2 years later, the third year into the relationship, baby was going to work with black eyes. So listen to the person in the previous relationship because they're not always lying. They're not always making up shit. If you don't, I won't say they're telling the whole truth. But most of the time when an ex tells you something about somebody you in a relationship, there's a freaking reason why they're not together. And it's not one-sided, but I promise you the person that you with ain't tell the truth on their side of the story on what they did.
Of course.
It's always, well, such and such did A, B, C, D. What did you do? Oh, I ain't did nothing, so you was just perfect through the whole relationship. It ain't no such thing.
Exactly. And that's another thing. It was certain people that really, I tell people, all you got to do is sit there and listen to a person. Just listen to them talk.
Oh, yeah.
I always
definitely.
say, if a person in a relationship and they always blaming it on their other half, 9 times out of 10, they are the ones that's doing it. It's them.
Yep.
Not even 9 times out of 10, 100%, it's them. They're just trying to find a gateway so they won't feel any guilt.
Because it's so easy to blame somebody else.
Yeah, but sometimes it's also, that narcissistic characteristic where they can blame somebody else because, somebody with a narcissistic behavior can make you feel like you're in a whiplash. It can make you feel like you constantly in a car accident getting, because you're like, wait a minute, what? How did I get blamed for that? So and it could be anything. So they could be doing that whole behavior of blaming somebody else or blaming you for what they are doing, and that manipulation tactic. And some people in the beginning will fall for that, and then which just adds that fuel to the fire for the person to keep on doing it, because they're like, oh, it's working,
Right.
And so it does not, but it's only until they are confronted or caught up with what they are doing that they start getting mad. They start losing that fuel. They start losing that power that they have over you, and then that's when you can see them do that whole self-destruct thing. But.
And he's apologized to me so many times, and I just be like, don't apologize to me. It got to the point where, like, I don't want to hear it no more. Please stop apologizing to me. And like, don't apologize to me. Apologize to me out in public, to the people that you lied to me about. And yes, I still love him, and people, yes, I still love him dearly. And when to let go or walk away, I said I was in between. I was in the middle, because I still made myself available to him every time he called me and needed something. So,
you're in love. I mean, sheesh, that's your husband. Well, I mean, let's be real about it. That's your husband. See, but people don't understand. It's so easy to walk away. People need to stop walking away and have a conversation. Communicate. Tell me what's on your mind. What's good? Now, once you tell me what's on your mind, you tell me what you want, and we tell each other what we want. Actions speak louder than words, because you can do one or two things. Tell me what's going on and show me. Or you can do both. Tell me and show me. I prefer both. Shit, I'm greedy. I want you to tell me and I want you to show me. But what I don't want you to do is have me out here looking stupid.
Right. And that's what I was out there looking stupid. You were talking about me to your friends and your family. They knew it in the entire time. And the people like, you wouldn't believe the things he said about you behind your back. I don't want to fucking hear it.
But then you have to question that person. Like, you can't believe what my husband said about me behind my back, but I bet you listened. You didn't tell him you didn't want to hear it. You didn't walk away. You listened to it because you were entertaining it. And because you were entertaining it, he kept feeding you more and more and more.
Yeah. And they came and told me, oh, he said he had, he said A, B, C, and D and blah, blah, blah. Like, he lied to y'all. Yeah, I'm like, he lied to you guys. It was just a lot of, it was crazy. It gets deep, but I don't want to, go into it, but it's crazy.
But also, people feed off drama. A lot of people like that type of stuff. They love drama. They always have drama going on. There's always something going on because that's their thing. That's what they like. And I feel like the people that you're talking about, they don't have no business of their own. That it was cool to be in your business because he made it that way. When he started talking about y'all relationship, he gave them permission to comment about y'all relationship, to be in y'all relationship, to be in y'all business. However, at the end of the day, I feel that they should have never, ever, ever came to you and told you anything. You weren't talking to me then. Why talk to me now? That's just how I feel. I feel like it was fake and phony, and that they had a hand in the conversation too.
Yeah.
I promise you they didn't say what they said about you.
Of course not.
Right.
Of course not. But it's like, hey, I'm going to continue to do me, and I'm going to continue. He sent me a text. Well, he sent me a text probably, I want to say it was last week, and he was like, Corey, if I haven't told you this, what up? He said, I'm very proud of you, and you're getting the things that you deserve. And he was like, I'm proud of you and I love you.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Do you feel like, I'm going to try to say this without sounding rude, but do you feel like once y'all broke up, you were able to move forward? Do you feel like the breakup was your energy, your pow, let me level up. Let me do me. It's time for me to do me. I don't have any distractions. I'm single. Let me do me. Let me get my shit together. Do you think that was your adrenaline?
Yeah, and I lost a lot of myself because when you in a relationship, sometimes you can lose a lot of yourself. I've been at my job or my career, and I've gotten promoted 3 times.
Congratulations.
3 times in the 6.5 years that I've been with them. It's like I'm not in the dealing with the turmoil anymore. So now it's like he's blessed, I'm being blessed or whatever. And I don't think any of that would have came about had I still been in that situation.
Now, with that being said, now that you've progressed, you done had 3 promotions since y'all have separated, do you feel like if y'all get back together, will you have that same positive energy that you have now where you're willing to continue to move up and up and up into your career? Or do you feel like if y'all get back together that things may change for the worst?
I don't think things may change for the worst because like I said, if don't nobody else know him, I know him and he knows me. And it's like now, okay, we got this second chance. I know what to deal with and I know what not to deal with. I know what not to tolerate anymore. That's just how it is. If it gets to that point and you still acting stupid, then I know not to hold on to it. I'm taking my ass out the door. I'm gone.
Hypothetically speaking, let's say y'all was to get back together, let's say within the next 6 months. How long will y'all live separately before y'all decide to move back in with each other?
I don't want to move back in though.
But y'all married. Y'all still married. So y'all,
Okay. So we still, okay. I would probably say, if everything goes well, I guess, does a year sound fair enough?
I agree with that. I was going to say a year. I agree with a year. Tika, what you think?
I'm thinking a year. I mean, I know you said you married. I'm like, yeah, okay, married. Maybe that year, if you really want that, you have accomplished a lot.
Right. Without them.
Separately, and
why I can't stay in my own house and he's still here?
You can. That was my next thing. I was gonna say.
Yeah, you definitely can stay in your own space. This is what do they call those things? The trial period until I turn you back in. But yeah, cause you definitely do not have to live together, but you have accomplished a lot. You have been through a lot, and like you said, now there are things that you will not tolerate, and that is totally acceptable because you don't have to tolerate anything.
Agreed.
This is your life, and you are not put on this earth to people please. You have to And it's bad enough you gotta find ways to please yourself, you know. So yeah,
right.
Yeah. And I'll put it like, I just rather stay in my own place. You stay in yours. I don't mind you sleeping over some nights. Me the same. We get on each other's nerves. We can separate. I still love you, and I'll holler at you when you calm down. You in your own spot, and I'm in my own spot. That's how I want to keep it.
But let's be realistic. Yeah, that's how you want to keep it. But we all know that's not what's going to happen. Because I'm going to tell you what's going to happen.
Whatever.
I know the future. What's going to happen is y'all going to think about how much money y'all can save. And that always get people, I'm being honest, that always get people, damn, well, my rent is $1,000. Your rent $950. How about I move in with you and we save them a couple of $100? So if I'm already paying $1,000, you only paying $950. I'm moving in with you with the $950.
Right.
and we gonna split the bills, accordingly, because we're saving money, and that's what everybody is doing now. Everybody's trying to find a way to save money. It is high as hell out here.
Yeah.
Girl, 18 eggs is $3.50. I'm sorry, $4.39. 12 eggs was $3.50. So everything is high out here. Everybody's trying to figure out how they're going to save money. People are tired of deciding if they're going to eat, get gas,
yeah,
or pay a bill. So you have to make all of these decisions now because food is high, gas is high, cost of living is high. Everything is just freaking high.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that's when I would suggest you go and do that. Do your 2 and 3 jobs and keep that $950 to yourself. I mean, like, just I don't care about this whole saving the money so somebody could move in with they trash bag or they tote bin or something. I can't.
But see, Tika, it's different with them because they are still married.
Yeah, you keep mentioning that. That's nice, but
that's just like you and your husband saying we're gonna stay married, but you're gonna stay here and I'm gonna stay there. You ain't going for that shit.
And I know people like that. It's
but you ain't going for that shit, and he ain't going for that shit, and he know David ain't going for that shit either.
And they both have a peace of mind. Like they have been through so much in the marriage, and some people have told me. The reason why they're still married because neither one of them has initiated the divorce, and they're like, oh, I'm not gonna spend my money on no, here we go this money thing again. I'm not gonna spend my money on getting no divorce. And the other one, because I've known people that's been married 25 years, and they live in separate homes, and they're both so. They're both just arguing over the fact that I'm not gonna spend my money on.
But that's different because they don't. But that's different.
I'm not gonna spend my money on doing that. So it's like, okay, well, what are y'all doing? Like, what?
Well, that's different because they don't want to be together. But I know for a fact his significant other wants to be with him, and he wants to be with his significant other. That shit sounds good. We're married.
All the toxic stuff that they have been through. Like,
right. But if I'm in a relationship with you and we're married, it's different if we're just dating and we are still married. That's different. We're dating. We're not serious. We're not exclusive. But if we're exclusive and we're still married and we're dating, stay at your own place bullshit.
What does that really mean?
What I mean is, I'm gonna use me and you as an example. You and I are married. Okay.
Exclusive. Who?
Exclusive?
No, I'm talking about like what does that really mean to so everybody thinks exclusive is a different meaning. So
okay. Well, what I mean by exclusive is Corey and his partner has been married or have been together for 10 years. Okay. Now, I'm going to be Corey. We're dating now. Me and my ex are dating now. We're dating, so we're not moving in together. We're starting over. We're getting to know each other. Now, if shit ain't changed and he's still the same, then yeah, I'm gonna keep my own place and you keep your own place. But let's be realistic. At the end of the day, we are still married, and it's gonna come up. Well, we've been dating for like a year. Let's go ahead and move in together. Now, what I mean by exclusive is I ain't messing with nobody but you. You ain't messing with nobody but me. You done told everybody you still married. You and your husband and wife are back together, or whatever the case may be. Everybody knows. Let's make it happen. My thing is, if you're gonna be married, be married. If you're not gonna be married, go ahead and get the divorce so that you can do you and feel comfortable with doing that. That's all I'm saying. Me personally, I take marriage very seriously.
Mm-hmm.
I am that type of person. Once we get married, you are stuck with me forever till death do us part. The only way you leaving me is in a casket. And now, if it's circumstances where you're beating on me or something like that, then we done. It's not gonna, you're still gonna end up in a casket, but it's different. That's why I'm not married, because I take marriage so seriously. You marry me, you're stuck with me for life. I don't believe in divorce. For me to divorce you, you would have to do something crazy. It has to be to the extreme. So me personally, to death do us part, I take it seriously. That's the only way you leaving me, you're gonna be in a casket, body bag, however you want to do it. That's the only way you leaving me. Now if you cheat on me, I'm gonna kill you. So either way, you still gonna be in a casket, and I'm serious. It's a heart attack. So it's a lose-lose situation for you. So as far as my situation, your situation, y'all are married. And I feel like, yes, a year should be enough time for y'all to decide on what y'all gonna do, if y'all gonna make that next step. I feel that if y'all do move in with each other, y'all need to be in different places, meaning that you cannot move into the apartment that he's in already, and he cannot move in the apartment that you're already in. Y'all need to get a fresh new place together. A year sounds good, but me knowing who you are and who your significant other is, I think y'all gonna need more time.
More time?
I don't think a year is going to be long enough for y'all.
Okay.
That's just my opinion, because I know y'all.
Okay.
And the reason why I feel that way is because your significant other has a problem with getting too comfortable. And we're going to leave that like that. Okay. So I think a year is good for the average person, but I think for your situation, y'all would need more time, mainly because of what you said. You don't want to move it. You're comfortable with you having your own place and him having his own place, and y'all still being married and being in a relationship. That's not going to work. It's not, because it's a thing called temptation also. So that's just my opinion. Opinions like assholes, everybody got one. That's just my opinion. In your situation, I think y'all need more time than a year, because you already adamant that you're comfortable with him having his own place, him having his own place, and y'all still married. Versus y'all being a married couple and living together. So I think you may need more time. And it might not even be him. He might be ready now. I think you need more time.
And and if I saw something on TV, I forgot what it was, and they were like, when you in a relationship with somebody and you done did all that you could do to help your relationship, and that person still wants to leave, let them. And they were like, I guarantee you 100% that person is going to come back into your, is going to want to come back into your life, because they see that you can still do better without them.
Right. And that's a lot of fears that people have, like, oh, I left him or her, he ain't gonna be able to do this, that, and the third. But when you leave, it's like when they do better when they're single.
Yeah, and that was another issue. I had, because he was telling people, he was like, he ain't got shit, his credit jacked up, just lies on top of lies. He ain't never had nothing or whatever like that. And I'm like, dude, you forgot. I was doing this before I was living on my own before I met you. I had my own everything before I met you.
Right.
I've been doing this. You're the one that been staying with family, going from house to house. So
how soon we forget.
Yeah, how people forget where they come from. And when I met him, he was in a situation. Did I judge? No, I didn't give a damn about that. I didn't give a damn what you had or what type of car you was driving. I don't care.
Right.
I never judged him. And if he ever went to somebody and said that I would judge him or I threw something up in his face or whatever, is an entire lie. I didn't give a damn what you had. I don't care what you got. That material shit, I don't care. What is your mind like?
And that's what people don't understand. People think it's always about the physical. No, it's not about the physical. It's about the mental. I was reading something on Facebook when they was like, y'all a lie if you say looks don't matter, because that's the first thing you see with somebody is the way they look, which is true. Now, the part that I don't agree with is, what's the opposite of tracks? Somebody can look like a mud duck, but they inside can be beautiful. And you can be beautiful on the outside and be a mud duck in the inside. So it's really not about the physical, because I'm attracted to people that smart. My dude he's smart. I like smart stuff. I like people that can solve problems. Like, he's one of those people that can put stuff together without looking at the directions. He could look at the picture and put it together. He's very good with his hands. And then you have people that have to sit there and look at the directions, read the directions from word, have somebody hold the paper while they put it together. So in your situation, again, this is my opinion, I'm not a psychologist or anything like that. In your situation, I feel like if you're going to be with him, be with him. If that's not what you want, then y'all need to just remain doing whatever that y'all doing. Because at the end of the day, that's still your husband. Y'all are still married, and I feel that if y'all going to be in a relationship, then y'all need to live in the same household. But if y'all are just going to be dating, then hell yeah, you keep your crib and he keep his own crib. Shoot. But if y'all gonna move to that next step, I feel like y'all should live together. But if y'all just gonna be dating, no, don't live together. You keep your house, he keep his. I'm sorry, Tika, go ahead.
I just said yeah. I mean, if that's what it takes, I'm all about life is short, and have some peace in it. And if it's not going, regardless of the marriage and things like that, if it's not gonna bring you peace right now, I would definitely say continue what you are doing, because life is definitely precious and is short, and regardless of who's in it or not, and we know this. So if it's gonna bring you some sort of peace, and right now if it's something that you're saying, you're holding back on, and you're like, I'm not really thinking about that right now, you have other things that you're doing, or you feeling like you just want some, because you know what has happened before, and you're like, wait a minute, let me just make sure that I'm going to do something that's going to bring me peace in the end. And I do.
Yeah. Yeah, I just don't have time for the foolishness no more, and it's like I'm not taking it from nobody anymore.
I don't blame you. You shouldn't have to.
Yeah, I totally agree.
I mean, so Corey, you need to answer our question.
What's that?
When should you walk away? Knowing when to walk away. When should you walk away?
Walk away. I mean, am I the right person to be answering this question?
Because you had to do it.
You just walk away when you have, executed everything that you could. I mean, and it's no longer, and when it's no longer work. I mean, no longer working. No more. The person doesn't want to accept it. I mean,
well, I walked away.
You will know when it's time. The person will know when it's time to walk away.
You took the word right out of my mouth. I want to thank you all for listening. And Corey, thank you for being on the show. Sipping with Maria and Tika G, season 2. Let's talk about it. Again, we picked this topic so our listeners can feel comfortable